It's tough. I mean, I truthfully support the businesses that are limited in what they can do right now. We aren't that limited. We can work. So first and foremost, support the businesses that are limited on to-go food. Definitely order as much to-go food, and buy gift cards, buy online if they're doing stuff that way. Yeah, I think that's definitely a good way to help right now.
We have a great support system with our customers and our regulars that have become family and friends. They've helped us tremendously. Even if they can't come in, they're still sharing our menus and sharing our hours, and it's helped. We didn't expect it at all.
It's okay to need help. It's okay to accept the help that's being offered. And like I said, same for us. I mean, we've had people give us donations, which has allowed us to keep going. Whether it's food donations or a monetary donation, like the folks that have a way to give are giving because they realize that this is the right thing to do.
We're going to come out of this stronger because we're developing new skills. We're coming up with new ways to talk to our audience. So there's some good news in all of this bad news. And I think that's that we are going to have a better relationship with you, our customers, and we're going to have better skills. And so there's some positives to come out of this. And it's what we have to do.
I will say I think the customers, the consumers, nervous, and so we're spending a lot of time counseling them as to what to expect, ways to not get too nervous, hopefully, and to stay focused on sort of the end goal, which I think we're going to be okay. It's just a bump.
We want to keep people interested. There's enough bad news or sad news out there that if we can offer, like for me personally, if I can offer my people that follow my Facebook page, my Instagram page, something fun or something to put a smile on their face, and for me too. I mean, we got to stay positive, and it's very easy to sit here and think doom and gloom, but I'm trying to keep moving and trying to push forward.
We're going to be opening up some t-shirts from our retail shop to be able to be purchased. And then with every purchase, we're going to be giving out a gift card to a local restaurant. So hopefully that when the time comes, either if they're doing delivery or pickup, you can use that gift card, or when the time comes for them to open their doors, we can show them an outpouring of love by giving you guys a gift card and check out some of our local favorite spots.
There's lots and lots of things out there that I think we can do. We just need to kind of think about them and not beat ourselves up if we don't. Just realize that, in the future, maybe we could have done X, Y, or Z to help out and support another business.
I hope everything turns around and is back to normal, or the new normal, whatever we're going to see come out of this. But I think it's going to really pick up with like we said, everybody wanting to get outdoors and us being able to really help with that.
They put together just toolbox kits for us builders and how to keep our job sites safe. No more than, our crews are less than 5. And then, we're just doing safety topics on it, hand sanitizer, wiping down tools, and just staying as sanitary as we possibly can and away from each other, which can be hard.
Weeks ago, my team and I put our heads together and we started a Helping Hands initiative. And we're thinking about all the essential healthcare providers who right now are really on the front lines and, working like crazy and putting themselves out there to keep all of us safe. They're washing their hands 1 million times a day, and we have all these great safer products. So we said, well, why don't we start this Helping Hands initiative where we can collect donations for hand lotions to donate to the essential workers. So kind of started out as, well, they're washing their hands a lot, and hand cream is really nice to have when you're doing that. And also maybe it will just bring a smile to their face. And my team alone already has collected over 100 tubes of hand cream. So people have been donating, either sending me a Venmo or sending me a check in the mail or saying, I want to donate $50, buy whatever you can for $50. And so I have this basket to drop off to a local hospital tomorrow. And I'm going to do another order soon.
It came to a screeching halt, and it's been really sad to see it happen. I mean, there's other reasons to be sad than the fact that we're not open, but yeah, from a business perspective, our business basically just stopped. We can do curbside pickup and mail order and delivery if you're in the area. So we definitely have had several customers contact us either through social media or through calling the shop and place orders. So we've probably been shipping out twice a week to different things, and I've made deliveries, and we've done a few curbside pickups, which is kind of funny because they just pull up to the shop, they open their trunk, I put the package in their trunk, I shut their trunk and wave them goodbye. So yeah, it's if you told me we would be doing that, it's 4 months ago or 3 months ago, I would be like, we're gonna do what? They can come in the store and pick it up, right? But no, so they place their order over the phone or through social media, and then we find a way to get it to them that's the safest way for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's been hard not having like the face-to-face, but again, like the technology, like the Zoom and the FaceTime meetings to like talk to people and sharing screens and sharing like pictures and things, that's been really helpful. And I miss those like face-to-face meetings.
I'm part of like a dance teacher Facebook group or studio owner Facebook group from all over the world, which first of all has been really awesome and helpful for me because we're all in this big community and we're all dealing with the same thing. So we're helping each other out. So somebody posted the idea. So I thought it would be awesome, LRD rocks. And so people have been painting rocks and writing very positive, uplifting messages and putting them in front of the dance studio. And I just went on Tuesday and it was awesome to see it all.
Doing curbside pickup for food and beer. We do can some of our beers, so we actually have a service that comes in here. They were in here yesterday canning 2 of our beers. So we're selling 4-packs out the door. We're selling growlers to go, food to go, that sort of thing. So we're just trying to kind of adapt with the times and kind of just weather the storm a little bit. So like our food menu's gotten a little smaller because it's hard to keep the full menu when you're not selling everything. So we're kind of focusing on our bread and butter, no pun intended, of our items, but the burgers and the apps and stuff like that.
It started what seems like so long ago, back in the middle of March, and at that time, Cindy and I were preparing meals for a few elderly couples around Squam Lake. And it had nothing to do with the pandemic. It just had to do with that, it's difficult to travel, in the winter time. And so we had been doing that since the marketplace had closed. And then when kind of this all blew up and it was actually before Governor Sununu had, had issued the stay-at-home order, I'm like, we got to get food out to people because we had some uncomfortable experiences, at the grocery store. And I just want to say, my gosh, every single person that works at Hannaford and any other grocery store, they didn't sign up for that. And they have done an unbelievable job. And there's just no way that anybody could have planned for what was going to happen. But anyway, so it was just, we felt that we had an obligation to be able to provide food out to our community through either through prepared food or through groceries.
Proms right now are, it's totally up in the air right now. Obviously, I don't even want to bring that up to any of my kids right now because it's so hard and just so emotional for them. Graduation is another thing, dance recitals. All that was going to be happening. So hopefully whatever happens, like whatever gets rescheduled or whatever events can happen in the future, I know that my customers especially are just so supportive of like what I'm trying to do that I will get everything in as much as I possibly can. I will help anybody and everybody any which way I can,
Just before the mandatory shutdown, we took what we deemed the necessary adjustments. We're required by the state already to have an extremely high level of sanitation and disinfection. So we didn't have to change a whole lot, but we did, up the game a little bit and make sure that we were taking care of absolutely everything, to the T. And since the shutdown, we haven't been able to do anything.
Now, obviously, not being in homes as often, we do live in an area where there's a fair amount of second homeowners, vacant homes for seasonal reasons. We're shifting, hopefully, into some warmer weather here. So now I'm taking advantage of the clients that do have those spaces that we can still physically go into without there being any sort of risk. For my organizers, I do work with a team of people just so we can kind of get through spaces a little bit faster, but to make sure that everybody's safe and feels comfortable with what we're doing.
As a national organization, we are very much working with people and asking them to create messages of hope. We have, for us in New Hampshire, we had to postpone 16 wishes in March, April, and May. And so we've actually postponed any travel wishes, Disney wishes, and there were 16 for us. And we're of course looking at June, July, and August because many of our kids are the ones who have the bad immune systems and the ones that, like, even once this is over, they're still going to have to wait a little bit. And so we're working on inspiring hope in them and giving them hope to, like, say, hey, keep dreaming, like, you're going to get your wish, it's going to happen.
Yeah, so the biggest thing is our newest attachment to our uniform, mask. As I said, so you'll see a lot of officers wearing this style mask. It's just a lighter kind of cloth mask. We wear a lot more. This is now just one of the biggest parts of our uniform. However, we have the N95 mask, which this is the heavy duty hazardous mask. So if we get a call where there could be potential exposure or if someone has flu-like symptoms, we're gonna wear this guy. And it's much more intense, but it seals the deal. And it's a game changer. It's gonna help protect first responders. And as I said, I never thought I'd work as a police officer having to think about a mask. That was like the last thing I thought I would need at all times.
Yes. There's a lot, I think, moving forward that COVID has shed a light on how things can actually benefit a lot of businesses too.
Sure.
In terms of the education and being able to do continuing ed and bring people together.
And just being able to talk to the community and even the homeless would come into the shop and they would get fed and sit down and have a drink of water. I can't do those things anymore. So that's the sad part about it all, is not being able to conversate and have that interaction with the community like I used to.
So it was interesting that we didn't have, there was no downtime for us. There was no 2 weeks to sit back and think and plan and figure out what our strategy was going to be. So it was a day by day thing. And a lot of it was prior to the governor sort of telling us how to do it, and more just how do I keep employees safe and clients safe and still, offer what we're trying to offer.
Yes, fortunately, both our manufacturers and our business in the state of New Hampshire were deemed essential. So things didn't really affect us on, like others in our community and in the state and surrounding states. We did offer, because our health of our employees are, obviously are one of our main focuses. So 3 of our techs actually stayed home. And then we had 1 guy working all through April. So, and obviously, even when we got geared back up, we were fortunate enough to have the PPE that they needed. But, our contact is minimal with our customers, and a lot of our stuff is digitalized now too. So there's not a lot of face-to-face contact, which is obviously helps.
If the medical world is still trying to figure this out, how can I really be sure that I can keep people safe? And certainly, my first priority is safety. I care so much about, I have a wonderful team, as you know, if you've been into the center. We care about everybody who walks in our door. And so I just thought it was around the time people are starting to talk about flattening the curve, and I was thinking this is the right thing to do for our community.
So March 18th, we had to make the really hard decision to close our doors. We completely shut down for a month. Though our business is technically deemed essential by the governor, we felt in order to do our part for the community, we needed to shut down to help flatten the curve. Once we saw that it was flattening, we decided to reopen only to spring cleans, construction cleans, and second residencies. This just helps decrease unnecessary exposure to potential germs for us and our clients. We help a lot of elderly, people with new babies, and we did not want to bring harm into anybody's home.
We're having a lot of people either reschedule or just have us do outside window cleaning just because either they don't want us in the house. We just want to keep everyone safe. That being said, most of our clients are above the age of 50 or 60. So it's really important for us to keep them safe and make sure we do the right things to, keep our equipment sanitized.
Not touching doorknobs, using rags, wearing our masks. But we're pretty lucky that we can do outside work.
For us hairstylists, we're so used to going here, there, boom, one chair going to this chair, going to that. For us to be cold turkey like that, that was the hardest part. To like, oh my gosh, we're not going back to work, and then not knowing, that was the biggest part.
Yeah, so it's been crazy for everybody. It's just been turned upside down. And fortunately for us, we have had an online presence for, I've been doing this about 6-7 years now. So our website is fully functional. We have almost all of the items that are in our retail store on our website. So for us, we were able to transition to the online community really easily because we were already established there.
They're doing as safe a job as they can do, and they can therefore have a good experience. That's what we're working on. And I also think that for people who are either high risk or just really cautious, they're not going to come out. And I totally support and understand that.
For this situation, the National Association of Home Builders and the Construction Industry Safety Coalition, they put together this COVID-19 exposure prevention, preparedness, and response plan. And so we basically just followed that to the T. What it consists of is, cleaning all tools and surfaces daily, most of the time twice daily. We don't share tools. We're setting up additional, saw stations and whatnot. That way everybody's got their own stuff. We're maintaining proper distances and following the, respiratory etiquette, staying masked and gloved.
This is Live with the Locals. So we are interviewing with local business owners right now to hear directly from them about the effects COVID-19 and these strange times have had.
We want to do all that we can to help our community. When we were thinking about what we can do to make a difference, we realized we wanted to hear from local businesses directly and become an outlet for them to communicate with others in the community of what's going on in these businesses and how we can all help together.
All we can do right now, especially for crazy times when we can't actually go to storefronts and things like that. So we encourage you to support in that way.
Every industry is kind of affected similarly, but all very different at the same time. So I think it's important to kind of touch on how your business is affected just as compared to someone else's.
Learning from it, developing these new skills while also supporting each other.